Today's topic is discussing some of the issues about pregnancy, because there are women who have um, that preconceived notion, preconceived idea that Ramadan is here. This is their first time. The culture they are in, the society they are in, it's kind of like it's a norm. That's what they know. As in, either you fast or you don't, right? So women who find themselves who are pregnant think, okay, now I'm pregnant. I don't totally want to fast. I am sick. I am not sick. Whether she's sick or she's not sick, she totally doesn't want to fast because she knows that it is not obligatory on her. Some women, on the other hand, too, will be like, oh, everybody's fasting. As far as I'm not sick, I'm okay. I don't really want to miss out on the Ramadan vibes. I don't really want to miss out on anything. And then also, I feel well. I'm going to fast. In this case, right, for fasting, honestly, if you are pregnant as a woman who is, this is your first time or even this is your second time being pregnant, there are certain things that you should ask yourself nutritionally, because in as much as fasting is spiritual obligation, it is also a physical experience. Okay, it is a physical demanding experience on us, our body, both the male and the female, especially as the women, the females. Fasting itself poses a little bit of physical demand on us. First of all, Allah has made it easy. Allah has made it not obligatory on us when we are in our period. Okay, when you are bleeding, Allah hasn't made it to be any obligation to you. Allah has made it easy when you're menstruating to take days off, not to fast, not to pray, and just engage with other acts of worships, right? The same thing applies when you are pregnant. When you're pregnant, your body is doing extra work, as in extra work with ensuring that baby is surviving. Because scientifically, our body as women prioritizes the baby. It first of all prioritizes the baby's health and survival, and mama survival is kind of okay. You are going to take care of yourself, right? That's what most of the time happens. Okay, so your body is not going to take all the nutrition that you've stored already and give it to baby. No. In the first stage of pregnancy, the early stage of pregnancy, if you are deficient, if you are not very if your nutrition is not very ideal, okay, and you are depleted, your body will not keep the baby, right? You will not be able to keep the baby because your body's job is to ensure that you are safe, right? So your safety is important. If you are not safe, as in the whole total body, pregnancy is not going to happen. Okay, pregnancy will not even happen at all because your body is not going to produce the hormonal stuff that needs to be produced for pregnancy to be sustained. I mean, and you too. For pregnancy to be sustained, okay? So your body is not going to be pregnant at all. But as far as your body is pregnant, that means your nutrition is kind of ideal. It's good. Now it determines whether, now the job is to determine whether your body can sustain the pregnancy. So once the body is able to sustain the pregnancy based on the hormonal surge, progesterone going up, estrogen going up, and all of the other hormones that surges to hold the baby on your uterine lining before that placenta starts to create, right? Your body is going to nourish the baby. Your uterine lining is going to nourish the baby a bit. And then also the nutrition that you are eating a little bit goes on to baby after you've produced the placenta, or the placenta is being produced, created in your body, right? So that's what happens. So your body needs nutrition to keep yourself safe, and then also to prioritize baby. So if you are pregnant, no matter what stage you are, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, there are nutritional demands. There are nutritional demands that your body would require. If your body goes on without that adequacy of nutrition, it's not going to starve. No, you won't go into starvation, but you will go into depletion. Depletion is wa alaikum salam to barakatuh. Inshallah, I will leave it on my live tab. So if you are able to, if you're not able to listen in, you can listen in later and listen to the replay, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan for joining in and engaging. Yeah. Okay. So yes. So your body is going to it's going to be in depletion. Okay? So the first stage of pregnancy, a lot of women go through discomfort of pregnancy. That's when you start to feel the nausea, because after a little bit, the placenta takes over. You would not feel a lot more of the nausea because the hormonal changes or the surges have balanced a bit, started to balance a bit, right? Okay. I hope you hear me very well, right? Inshallah, if you are not hearing me, please let me know, because sometimes my mic, I'm not very tech savvy with it, and it goes off all of a sudden. I'm not sure what happens sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So if you conceive, like I said, your uterine lining will be where baby is going to be implanted. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for letting me know. Baby is going to be implanted on the uterine lining, and after the first trimester, or right before the first trimester ends, around the 8th weeks or the 9th weeks, the placenta starts to be produced. So if the placenta starts to be produced, your body now is not the doula, is not the care provider, it's not the assistant manager, it's nothing anymore, right? Now the placenta is going to take over what your uterine lining has been doing already in the first few weeks of the pregnancy. And the critical aspect of your baby's stature, that is what makes your baby as a standing human being, that is the spinal cord, is being produced, is being created in the first 4 weeks of pregnancy. Because the first thing that starts to, Allah starts to create is the coccyx, right? That's the small little tailbone. So that extends to become that neural tube. And the neural tube goes to join with your brain. And that gives us as human a standing position, right? Stature, right? There's no other animal that really stand and that is their structure, right? So it's only as human beings who stand straight, right? We are not all fours, right? So that is that critical time. The critical time is the first 4 to 5 weeks of pregnancy. So that is very, very important that as a female or a woman, if you are trying to conceive, you pay attention to the nutrition, you also prioritize taking prenatal vitamins, because taking prenatal vitamins will supply you with the adequate amount of folate and choline that is necessary to support that spinal cord creation. If there is a depletion in that, then that is when congenital problems start. May Allah forbid. May Allah not make anybody go through that, right? So it's important that you prioritize that. If you know as a woman you are trying to be pregnant, please, this is the time to start taking prenatal vitamins, because Allah has not made it to not be obligatory on you to stop, to not fast because you are trying to be pregnant. No. Fasting is obligatory on you. So in order for you to fast and also physically be ready with your body, prioritize taking prenatal vitamins. That is the time to prioritize taking prenatal vitamins and prioritize really a lot of the other things that can support conception, healthy conception. Okay. All the other things, including prioritizing protein, prioritizing fat, especially fat, because that is also key nutrients, that's key macronutrients that metabolically helps for hormonal regulations. Okay? So fat is what our body uses a lot of times to produce a lot of the hormone stuff that we have, and alongside the protein, right? So you need to prioritize that. And then also now, prenatal vitamins should be your best friend, should be something that you want to bring into your regimen. All right? So moving on to pregnancy. The first trimester, you go through a lot of surges of hormones. And those hormones are dependent on your nutrition. Nobody produces hormones without nutrition. You produce hormones because of your nutrition, because of protein. Like I said, because of protein, because of the fat, and then also the mitochondrial health because of carbohydrate. Okay? Your mitochondrial health especially is important preconceptionally. Very, very important. Okay? So coming into pregnancy, now we finish with preconception, because that is not a lot of debate. There's no a lot of debate on whether you have to fast or not. You must fast. But how can you prepare physically for your body because you're trying to be pregnant? That is what I said earlier, right? So now you're pregnant. And there is a lot of discomfort, like I was saying. There is morning sickness. A lot of women experience morning sickness. If you are not that person who is experiencing morning sickness, Allah has blessed you with different ways to enjoy your pregnancy, mashallah. And then Allah has blessed you with another way. Maybe you are going to experience that morning sickness or nausea or anything else. That is your own test too, right? So how well were you nourished preconceptionally? And that was what I was saying. Okay? So preconceptionally, were you prioritizing what you are supposed to prioritize? When you were fasting, your body is not, because of fasting, Ramadan fasting doesn't put your body to starvation. But if you don't prioritize the main nutrition that supports pregnancy, your body is going to be depleted, right? So were you really nutritionally stable, nutritionally on point before you got into pregnancy? So now that you are pregnant, you are not experiencing any morning sickness, you are not experiencing any early pregnancy discomfort, and you feel like you're okay, you can go on with pregnancy, mashallah. But there are certain things that I want you to answer those questions. If you are able to answer those questions, then yes, you can at least proceed to fast if you want to, right? Because yeah, we have that in the Quran that Allah gave us the choice if you want to. But fasting might be better for you, right? So when is fasting going to be better for you? Fasting is going to be better for you if you yourself determine what your body status is at the time of fasting and at the time that you are pregnant. The status of your nutrition, nutritionally, because we want that. Because right now, your body is doing an expensive, nutritionally expensive job of nourishing baby and nourishing you and keeping stores for later, right? Keeping the nutritional stores for later. So if you are experiencing morning sickness, obviously you cannot fast, right? Because the discomfort is out of this world that you would not even think about fasting, right? So in as much as possible, prioritizing hydration at the time when fasting is going on, prioritizing protein if you can, whenever you can, and then all of the other things, prioritizing rest as well. Very, very important. Okay? For the later part, if just in case you change your mind. But if you don't change your mind, subhanAllah, that is okay too. A lot of women that I have encountered, some of the women would be like, no, I want to fast because my cousin fasted. She fasted and she wasn't sick. It wasn't okay. She was okay. She had a very healthy pregnancy. That is a case, yeah? But do you know her status? And nutritionally, do you know the nutrition status of her? You know, because some cultures shame us as women if we are not fasting. As far as you are pregnant and you are well, you look not healthy, you look like you are not really, or maybe you are even hiding the pregnancy, right? You're hiding the pregnancy, you don't want anybody to know yet. The pregnancy is not really showing. So you would pretend as if you fasting. We all did that. I did that when I was a teenager, during the days that you're bleeding and you having your and then you'll be like, okay, I have to pretend to coexist with everybody because everybody is praying and everybody is eating, and I mean it's not eating, so I'll just starve myself. That is not the ideal thing, please. There is the case of our body being in that state of pregnancy, because being in the state of pregnancy is also ibadah. Fasting is ibadah. Fasting is ibadah. That's why Allah hasn't allotted a specific blessing for fasting. He said fasting is for him and he will reward it as such, right? He will reward it as he pleases, right? So it's really depends on not only on your effort. It also doesn't depend on whether you fast or you don't fast because of the situation that you are in. As a pregnant woman, I always think that you will prioritize the baby, because a lot of us do. We start to prioritize baby first, right? Baby's health, baby's safety, baby's everything, and then we don't even think about ourselves, right? So as far as we think that, okay, baby is well, the doctor is telling us baby is well and everything. First of all, we don't also want to fast later when the fast has piled up and we cannot make up the fast. We don't also want to be, nobody should tell us that, oh, why are you not fasting? And then we explain that we are pregnant or whatever. Right. Okay, because I know it happens somewhere. It happens, right? Some women will go far and beyond wanting to fast during Ramadan. Yeah, some people will tell me, no, that's not true. Don't tell them to fast. No, I'm not advising. I'm against fasting when you are pregnant, especially if you are nutritionally depleted before you enter pregnancy. Okay, before you enter pregnancy. Sometimes, yeah, if you are well, you feel healthy, you feel like your pregnancy is going on so decently, it's blissful, you can consider, because it's a choice. Allah has given us that choice. Okay, you can consider to actually intermittently fast, so that if you are in that society, in that culture of shame that women who don't fast are this and that, you can alternatively, intermittently fast. Maybe you fast one day and you take a rest the next day. You fast 2 or 3 days and then you take the rest the whole week, next week, right? So that you don't have a whole bunch of fasts to make up. But if you are that person who is really experiencing the discomfort of pregnancy, or you have experienced the discomfort of pregnancy in your first trimester, you have to make sure that you ask your doctor. You ask your doctor, and your doctor is familiar with Ramadan fasting. Okay, Ramadan fasting is not like any other fasting. It's not like intermittent fasting. It's actually fasting that we have suhoor and then we have iftar. It's fasting that we don't drink anything, we don't eat anything during the fasting window, and then we break it with fluid and fast burning carbs, and later try to, okay, to give us sustenance, right? So that is Ramadan fasting for us, right? So in as much as you have suhoor and we have iftar, we let our providers know that. Especially in this country, some of the providers are not very culturally competent, right? They don't really know a lot about Ramadan fasting. So if you find yourself in that situation, it is your obligation to, or responsibility, to let your provider know what of fasting is Ramadan. And your provider will tell you to fast or not to fast based on your levels, based on your pregnancy situation. But just ruling it out as in you are going to fast and because you feel well, because it's all of that, then you might be making a decision that might not be a very helpful decision for you and for your baby. Because one thing about pregnancy is this: the first trimester, even if it is blissful, if it is okay, you think about the second trimester when nutritional needs increases. Okay, so if you are okay, you eating right, you didn't vomit too much, you didn't experience anything, the second trimester needs a little bit more nutrition. Right, right. Because the case is whether it's the chicken or the egg. Is it the hunger that causes the nausea? Is it the staying too much that causes the nausea? Or is it the eating or the nausea itself that is there before the hunger comes? So it's kind of like our body is really a very technical body as women, especially if you're pregnant, right? Especially if you are pregnant, right? So if you feel that way, that you really want to fast, yes, we all want to fast. We all want to experience Ramadan because we never know. Maybe this is our last Ramadan. Who knows, right? And because Allah has made it to for Him, He says Ramadan is for Him. He is going to reward us, and we want that ultimate reward from Allah, especially, right? So yeah, having that niyyah, having that intention to really want to fast, awesome. That even makes it that Allah has given you even more reward, because Islam is more about intention, right? إنما الأعمال بالنيات. So everything that you do is based on your intention, right? So intention is to fast, yes. But you are determining based on your strength right now that you are not capable to fast because of the situation that might arise later on when you get too hungry and the hours are long, right? And if you are in the first trimester, that's what I have seen a lot of women forgetting to eat because they are not used to eating breakfast. They wake up and they forget to eat at all for breakfast, and something gets them busy. By the time they do all of those things, their blood sugar is like really hypo. It's so down. It's so down that they cannot function at all. And then they start to feel nauseated, right? They start to feel nauseated, and when they eat, they will eat as if they are normal, like eating as the level of a normal person, and everything else starts to come up. And you cannot stop the nausea, you cannot stop the vomiting if the vomiting also has started already, right? So in as much as you want to fast, you determine, yes, right now you're determining the hunger can make you to feel nauseated. So you need to like really eat a little bit here and there, very small, but consistently, right? So that is what can work for you. In that case, fasting is not even something you should even consider. You can consider it later on when you feel confident, or you can just do it one day and then see how it goes, and then take 2, 3, 5 days off and then try it later. Okay? And it's okay, totally okay to like really take suhoor and say, okay, I'll take suhoor and then wait 2, 3 hours. If I feel okay, I'll proceed. If I don't feel okay, you break your fast. That is totally okay too, because that effort would also be rewarded. But remember, it's not obligation on you to actually fast, especially the situation that you have determined. Okay, you have determined. All right. Some women are okay. Yes, subhanallah. If that energy is a very beautiful energy, but also remember it's not an obligation on you. So obligation means you have the choice to determine. Like you are making the choice right now. You will try it and then see if it goes on well with you. If it doesn't, subhanallah, just leave it alone and then wait for a little bit. If you want to try it next time, you do that, right? Okay. And then also, when you try as much as possible your suhoor to be a very filling, nutrition-dense food. Okay? And your iftar should also be a nutrition-dense food. Even if you are not able to eat as much, it should be something that contains those macronutrients and the micronutrients that can support you for that fasting window that you're going to try. Okay, so protein is a very good energy boosting and then also filling nutrient. So when you add a whole bunch of protein and hydration, and then don't also neglect your prenatals, right? Your prenatals goes into filling the gaps for those nutrients that baby actually need in the moment. Baby needs in the moment, because your body is not going to give baby that. Your body would give it to baby as you eat it, right? Yes. So may Allah make it easy for you. May Allah accept it from you. May Allah reward you for that intention even. Okay? If you are not able to do it, your intention is valid. You have already been awarded for that beautiful intention. If you are able to do it, you know your body, please. So don't let anybody push you and say, oh, because she's doing it, because she did it, you should do it too. No. Every pregnancy is different. Even one person who is pregnant 3, 4, 5 times, every time the person is pregnant, it's a different person. So different person, different pregnancy, different placenta, different everything, different experience. So if you know your body, you make the choice. And also always go back in tune to your body and listen to your hunger cues. If really something is not feeling right, you've never experienced that before, that is the time to ask yourself, is it actually hydration? Is it dehydration? Is it hunger? Is it rest? Do I really need rest? Okay. Or is it something else? So you make the decision to actually say, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to try it. I'll wait until I'm done and then I'll make it up, inshallah, for later. All right. I mean, yeah. So if you are, we were talking about the first trimester, right? So if you are in the first trimester and you think that it's all blissful and everything, remember too that there is a second trimester. Second trimester will require a little bit more increased nutritional needs. All right. So that increased nutritional needs, are you actually prioritizing that now that you are in your first trimester? Did you go into, because of some women, just about some few days ago, I had a client who really is experiencing HG. She's experiencing hyperemesis gravidarum. She doesn't even know what that is, and it was really devastating for her. Even for us providers, we were really feeling for her because she is not a big person. She is a petite woman, and she is like really throwing up. She threw up more than 10 times. We have to call the ambulance. So she's taken to a facility that she will be able to get that right support for her. So imagine as a woman going through that, how can you even consider? You cannot even smell something, let alone swallow something. Right? In that case, you just do your best. You just do what you can, right? You just take it as if you are just going to put something in your mouth and it's going to come out anyways, but you are just going to do it, right? You are just going to just drink that sip of ginger tea. You're going to only take that sip of broth. And then even if 90% of it come out, 10% of it will stay. So that little bit that stays, it's going to carry you for like 10 to 20 minutes or even 40 minutes before you start to feel something else, right? So in a way, you knowing your body, and subhanAllah, this lady says she's not going to go with the EMS. She's not. That means she's not in tune with her body. She refused care, right? So unfortunately, and I know some women also do the same. They know their body and then still refuse to just follow with the intuition, with their innate intuition, inherent intuition that no, something is not right. I am being offered help. Allah has given us option. You are being offered help by Allah that if you want to fast, fasting is not made obligatory on you. But if you want to do it, it's better for you. That is when you determine with everything else, right? Okay. So in as much as possible, as women, knowing that and harnessing on the options and alternatives that we are given is very, very super essential. All right. So when you are in the second trimester, that's when baby continues to finish up a whole lot of developmental stuff and finishing up with it's the creation that Allah is creating. Your increased needs of nutrition, you have increased needs of hydration, and that is when women start to feel okay. So if a woman is pregnant and in the first trimester it's hard for her, this time she's in the second trimester, she feels like, okay, I'm cool, I'm done, I'm really, really feeling high and cool and beautiful. I eat, and I think I can fast. Go back again. Go back again and check and remember how severe that discomfort was. So if those discomforts were very severe and you really did not get the chance to replete, then ask yourself again, are you really going to do it intermittently? Or are you just going to just rule it out and make sure that you are eating enough and restoring your body enough so that when baby starts to grow, the growth sprout in the third trimester, you are able to sustain yourself. And then after the third trimester, the birth process itself requires a lot of nutrition. The birth process itself is very, like, it's not 9 months or to 10 months, right? But it's like a whole chunk of time. MashaAllah, may Allah make it easy for you. 20 weeks is a beautiful time to actually, really start amplifying and maximizing a lot of the other things. Inshallah, I know that you are not feeling like the way maybe if you felt any discomfort in the first trimester. Now it's just a blissful time for you, and may Allah make it a beautiful time. And then the third trimester should even be even more easier and healthy. And parenting, actually, the birth process itself and the parenting, the postpartum is the longest time. So that should even be more easier for you, inshallah. Yeah. Right. So paying attention to that and then considering all of those things, I saying, am I really feeling adequately nutritionally balanced, or am I actually struggling, right? So if you feel like you are really not all that, you are actually struggling, I don't think fasting is for you. Or maybe intermittent fasting is for you. Taking days off and making making in some few days and taking days off can be considered. But actually fasting, and one thing also that I want to mention is fasting is like a whole thing. When you're pregnant, you are not able to take off 7 days out of that 29 days or 30 days, right? Like if you are in your menstruation, if you are menstruating. If you're menstruating, you have 7 days, 6 days, maybe 8 days, okay, to take off. Between 5 days and 8 days for the average woman to take off and replete, right? Okay. But if you are pregnant, you don't get that. Your body is not gonna menstruate. Your body is carrying a baby, so there is no menstruation. So you will be fasting for the 29 days to 30 days, right? So it's important that you choose it for yourself and don't make society choose it for you, or don't make your doctor choose it for you. Some doctors will be like, no, it's fine, don't fast, right? But you yourself feel like, oh, you want to fast. So you determine based on all of these factors. Some doctors will be like, oh, it's okay. I have had a patient or a client who have fasted and she was okay. Her baby was fine. But like I said, every pregnancy is different. Every pregnancy is different. So not because somebody else has been able to do it, that means you should be able to do it too, or you are being expected to do it too. So factoring all of these things is very, very essential, very, very important for your health and for your baby's health. First of all, because blood sugar regulation is very important when you are pregnant. And the hormonal changes that happens during pregnancy, one of the things that make women to feel worse, to feel a lot of the discomfort of pregnancy is blood sugar dysregulation. Okay, so blood sugar dysregulation, whether it's an hypo or it's hyper, right? So factoring that in is important too. The third trimester is the time when baby starts to grow a lot, and the only job of a baby is to just grow. The organs and everything has been created. Now baby is just going to increase in size, is going through a growth sprout to get ready for the birth process, right? So mama is gonna have increased appetite. A lot of mamas will have increased appetite. However, their stomach area, it's not, it's squished, right? It is squished, okay? So the surface area of the stomach is, first of all, very limited, and the space is also limited. So even though mama wants to eat, I feel like I want to eat a lot, I'm craving this, I'm craving that, but immediately she eats, she's full. She's not really able to eat as much. She's going to just be grazing on things, or she will feel constipated or heartburn because there's no space. The hydrochloric acid and all the other enzymes and acid, stomach acid, is being produced, but there is very small little space for that digestion to happen, right? And then also the heartburn aspect of it, right? I discussed heartburn in one of my videos. If you're interested, you can go on to listen to it. I might put it in the description box when I'm done with this video, or you can go on with the live. You're gonna see it if you're interested in that, listening to it, right? So considering that too is important, as in, yeah, all of those things. So at that time, your body is not absorbing enough of the nutrition because there is very limited stomach surface area. Even though you're supposed to be eating as much as you can, right? So there's a very little stomach surface area. Your body is also not excreting as much because of this limited stomach area. There is insufficient digestion. All right, so insufficient digestion means the body is not really going to have bowel movement as much as it can, right? The gut motility is going to be limited, right? So considering that as well. And then your body is also getting ready for the birth process. The body will get ready for the birth process. It requires a lot of blood because there's more increased needs of blood for your body you are going to lose a little bit of it in the birth process. So your body would increase the production of blood right? So where is blood being made from? The food that we eat. And where is baby getting the nutrition that it needs? The food that you eat. From the food to the blood, right? So produce your blood gives baby the nutrition through the placenta to the umbilical cord to baby. It's actually the blood that transports a lot of that nutrition, right? It's not actually the food that you eat to go into the baby, so baby's eating. Like I heard one of this my clients say, my baby doesn't want any food anything else. My baby wants to just eat rice, and I'm not being offered rice in this facility. I'm like, no, your baby didn't say he wants to eat rice. It's you who want to eat rice. Baby doesn't even smell rice. Baby doesn't even taste rice, because by the time that rice, the nutrients goes to your blood or is being assimilated, it's no more rice, right? So it's not baby who wants to eat rice. It's just the mama who feels like she wants to eat rice. Okay. So yeah, if that is the case, then are you actually nourishing your body? Are you actually giving your body the adequacy? And then when you give birth, if you are going to breastfeed, breastfeeding increases your nutritional needs even more than pregnancy. Because at that time, baby is no more in utero, baby is not in your uterus. Baby is externally outside, externally being fed by you. Before, baby is internally being fed by your blood, through your blood. Now baby is external. Baby is outside being fed through your blood, right? And the nutritional needs is even higher, because you need to make the blood the milk. Your body will produce the milk for baby. Your body will use that energy again from food to actually burn calories to sustain your healing after birth. And your body is also ensuring that you are actually repleted for, inshallah, for the next process that is coming, right? When you give birth, there's possibility of the nifas shutting down altogether, depending on how you gave birth, whether it's through belly birth or through the normal way, right? So your body will be ready maybe in the next 3 months, after 40 days, after 5 months, but your body will start getting ready to start menstruating. So your body will do all of those things little by little. Okay. Little by little. All of those things depends on nutrition. Depends on hydration. It depends on how mama is being well rested as well. Right? Especially when baby is out. Right? So considering that as well is very important. So for pregnancy, if you're pregnant, there's a lot that comes in nutritionally. There's a lot that comes in nutritionally. So I am talking, right, okra water. There is that hype that okra water helps with labor. It works for some people. Honestly, any food that has mucilage in it is a very good food for our microbiome. It's very good for us as women, okay? It's supportive for womb health, and it's just supportive generally. But scientifically, there isn't any enough evidence to show that okra water supports labor. Anecdotally, women are testifying that it's helping them. Okay, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that there is any evidence that shows that okra water does what the claims, all the claims of what okra water does, it does. I won't be able to tell you that because there's no data that shows that. Okay, but women who have used it, women who even eat okra, not only okra water, right? They add okra in their food. They eat okra. Okra is part of their meals, not every now and then, right? They have increased um, um, yeah, they experience a lot more healthier vaginal health, okay? A lot more healthier vaginal health. They their menstruation, it helps with your menstrual health as well, okay? It's kind of like a lubrication for a lot of women. It's helpful, okay? So okra in itself is a healthy food. It's very low calorie, okay? So it's a healthy food. As far as whether it helps with labor, I cannot say. But a lot of women have that testimony saying that it helps them. Okay, so it's not only making water. If you want to have okra water to prepare for labor, there are two main foods that have been shown to support preparation of your body for labor, and that's red raspberry leaf and date. We know that now it's even, we are talking about Ramadan, right? So it's Ramadan now. Date is everywhere. Date is going to be everywhere every day. So prioritizing that can be supportive when you are pregnant. If you are not gestationally diabetic, eating dates, it's a very helpful thing. It increases your iron levels. It also helps to support digestion. It helps with constipation. It helps to ripen the cervix and in preparation for labor, right? It also helps with the labor time. It shortens labor time and a whole other stuff, right? So, and then it's also a sunnah food. It's beautiful food. For me, I love ajwa date. I always recommend it. I always say it on my channel. And then also I put it in my postpartum packages that I service. I support women. So that maybe some women haven't even ever tried ajwa date before. And it's kind of like a special thing that I kind of add to the packages, and then also some Zamzam water. So I would say yes, if you like okra water, why not? Go for it. And just use it as if it's one of your nutritional things, something that you add into your nutrition. That's all. Yeah, mashallah. Yeah. So something that you add into your nutrition. And if you get the added benefit of supporting your labor, why not? Mashallah. That's what we want, right? But I'm specifically just drinking okra water to prepare for labor. You can add it with other things. Maybe the red raspberry leaf and eating dates. Okay, so the studies also shows that eating dates around the 36 to 37 weeks pregnant can support your body to prepare towards that cervical ripening, towards all of the other things, okay? But as I said earlier, if you are not gestational diabetic and there's no reason for you not to eat dates even right when you become pregnant, right? Dates is just a staple in a lot of women, Muslim women's home. And now that it's Ramadan, we are going to be breaking our fast with dates, right? So you can use dates to make shakes. You can use dates to make energy balls. You can just eat it as is. You can do whatever you want to do with it, right? Some women tell me they don't like date, the taste of dates. They've never liked the taste of date because it's too sweet for them. So adding it to other things can help as well. Yeah, so okra in itself, you make soup. You make okra soup and make sure that you add other vegetables in it to add more folate, right? To add more folate, you can add other protein in it, and then you eat it, right? It's very supportive, it's helpful. It's gonna not increase your calorie load, okay? Your caloric load, but it's gonna increase a lot of the minerals that is already contained in the okra, the vegetable. If drinking okra water is something that you can, for me, I cannot because of the mucilage. It's very slimy. I cannot just drink the water. No, I wouldn't do, I would not be able to do that. Maybe mixing it with something that is already slimy, maybe, yeah. But for me, I can't do that. If it's something you can do, why not? You can do it. As far as it's not anything harmful, it's not going to cause you to go into labor early. It's not also going to cause any miscarriage. It's not going to cause nothing. It's just food, okay? You adding it to your nutrition. That's all. All right. Okay. So that's just by the way, and I like that interaction. Okay. So I have recorded a video about Ramadan and breastfeeding, because Ramadan and pregnancy, it's kind of it's kind of like a very dicey topic. Like I said, some women are like, no, I'm not gonna fast. Some women are, yes, I'm gonna fast and I will feel well and all of those things because I don't want to make up my fast later. But for breastfeeding, it's what we vividly have that case in the Quran, okay? And or is kind of dicey because there are three stages of breastfeeding that a lot of women don't know, right? A lot of women don't know that there are the stages of breastfeeding, and some sheikhs, some scholars also don't say it, right? They generalize breastfeeding as breastfeeding. So once a woman is breastfeeding, if she decides to breastfeed for 2 years, so she is exempt from fasting if she chooses not to fast. But I think that is not always true. If you are breastfeeding and you are going to breastfeed for 2 years, that doesn't mean that the whole 2 years, if Ramadan comes, you are exempt from fasting. There are that critical time that, yes, you are exempt from fasting, and then the other time that you are not exempt from fasting, even if you are breastfeeding. Okay, so I'm gonna come and specifically speak about that. I also made a pre-recorded video that I'm gonna edit, because I feel like a lot of people prefer watching the edited videos than the live videos. So I will just edit it and make it short and sweet and post it before Ramadan starts, inshallah. Yes, of course. Breastfeeding is it's not easy for some women. Some women find it very difficult. It's a very difficult and vulnerable stage after pregnancy. Yes. After 6 months, 6 months exclusively, like from zero after having the baby, right after having the baby, up until 6 months, even that is the time when the obligation starts to be lifted. on you as a breastfeeding mom. That is when the obligation starts to be lifted, because at that time, based on the health of your baby, as in baby is sitting up, baby is ready, eating, is eating maybe one ingredient food. At that time, you are even thinking about starting solids, right? So baby is actually using your breast milk as the main nutrition. However, it's going to be using other one single foods and stuff like that, the taste, just to build the taste up, and taste buds for food and everything else as supplement, right? So at that time, your that obligation of no fasting at all starts to be lifted. So if you are able to fast and you are healthy and your baby is very well in tune, not fully dependent on your breast milk at that time at 6 months or a little bit more than 6 months, then fasting has started to become obligatory on you. Fasting has started to become obligatory. But some women don't know that. They just feel like, okay, it's just, as far as I'm fasting, that's it. I have to finish the 2 years and then I pick up on fasting. And that is not entirely the case. Right. Yeah, so fasting whilst you breastfeeding, it's a lot more easier, especially if baby, like I said, baby is eating other things, and you have also started to actually distract baby from feeding whilst you are in the fasting window. Whilst you're in the fasting window, maybe you feed baby 1 or 2 times, and then when you are having suhoor, you feed, and then when you are having your iftar, you can feed as long as you want. Or if you are a pumping person, you want to pump and have that milk stored for baby to be fed when you are fasting. So that is something that is also helpful for a lot of women as well. So if you are having your iftar, you know to pump and store the milk. Okay, so at that time, even around that iftar time, 4:30, 5:30, that is when your prolactin level becomes high, right? So your prolactin level around that 2 a.m., 3 a.m. up until like the day, the morning time, not really into the morning, but around that 5 a.m., from 2 a.m. to that 5 a.m., is when your body starts to produce a lot of prolactin. And prolactin is the hormone that encourages breast milk production. So you're going to be producing a whole bunch of milk. That time when you start pumping or you start feeding, baby is going to get the adequate, is going to get a lot of supply, and the fatty part of milk is going to be present, right? So you want to maximize that when you are breastfeeding. If you're breastfeeding, you maximize that time and feed the baby, pump and put it down, and hydrate, because when you pump and you feed, you want to hydrate a lot. And you take your prenatal vitamins or your multivitamin or your postnatal vitamin, and you go on with your life. You continue eating, make sure you drink up a lot of fluid, smoothies, soups, and stuff like that. It's very, very helpful. That can help to hydrate you, and also make sure your milk is adequately balanced, right? Because there are, even though breast milk is fully balanced, there are certain micronutrients that can be altered when mama's nutrition is not adequate. Okay, so like DHA, like iron, like vitamin D, right? So if mama is not really adequately nourishing herself in that aspect, she might have lower levels in her breast milk for the baby. Okay, and you see that sometimes baby would end up being, or your doctor would end up suggesting for supplementation for baby, or supplementation for you, so you get it through your milk. All right, so yeah, basically that's it. I think I have passed 1 hour already. I do not want to make this very long. I will make a video regarding breastfeeding because I know that is one of the topics that is an interesting topic. It has a lot of women being concerned and asking questions about. So I will come on live again to discuss that, inshallah, tomorrow. And I will not be reading. I will not be doing the live reading tomorrow. I usually come on live weekends to read a book regarding birth, regarding pregnancy and postpartum. I have started reading Birth Without Fear about a couple of weeks ago. We are now on chapter 10, almost done with the reading. And inshallah, our next book reading will be Amani Birth. I had wanted us to read Postnatal Depletion Cure, but I feel like I want to read about Amani Birth because of the Islamic aspect of it. And yeah, so we address a lot of other things in regards to the Birth Without Fear book that we read that is not Islamic centered. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. I'm gonna discontinue. If you have any question, you can let me know. If not, I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate that you are here. Please share it to other sisters who need this information, who would wish that somebody has told them these kind of information regarding pregnancy, preconception, fertility, and all of that. My channel is all about that. And I'm trying my best to, before, my channel is only for nutrition because that is something that I feel very passionate about, about nutrition in the stage of our childbearing age. But I came to realize that there's a lot of questions that come up, women asking me about birth, about labor, about how to prepare for labor and childbirth education and stuff like that. Even though I am an educator, I'm a childbirth educator, I'm a doula, I prefer the nutrition aspect. But I cannot say I will continue with only nutrition because women need this information as well, right? Especially I've not seen a lot of women, a lot of professionals educating in this area. So I am committing to doing that, inshallah, as much as I can. Whatever Allah has blessed me with in this area regarding the knowledge that I have, I'll come and share. And hopefully it reaches to the women who need it, inshallah. Yeah. Ameen. Allahumma baligna Ramadan. May Allah make us reach Ramadan and reap all the benefit, all the reward, all the mercy that Allah has blessed this beautiful, blessed month with, right? So, yeah, thank you, Jazakillahu khairan, for being here and engaging with me. I am grateful. I'm appreciative of that. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think I can wrap up, right, Sister Amina? Okay. There was somebody who came in and yeah, I hate that comment. Okay, good. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. Inshallah, I'll be here tomorrow. So, please join me around the maybe 11 a.m. Eastern. Inshallah, I'll be here. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Fi amanillah.